What if your heart health depended less on your genetics than on what's sitting in your fridge right now? What if the food you eat today could either slowly clog your arteries or gently scrub them clean? Sounds dramatic, right? But what if I told you there are specific superfoods backed by science that act almost like a pressure washer for your arteries, clearing the gunk, strengthening your heart, and even boosting your energy, stamina, and yes, even sexual performance? And the real shocker? These aren't obscure, hard-to-find miracle foods. They might be in your kitchen already, but are you eating them the right way often enough, or combining them with the foods that cancel out their benefits? Let's unpack all of that today. Why do some men have heart attacks in their 40s while others are sprinting up hills at 70? Can the foods you eat every day rewire your heart's future? Stay with me, because what you'll learn here may completely reshape how you see food, aging, and vitality. Before we dive in, if you care about living longer, staying strong, and protecting your heart and mind, hit that subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's have a real conversation. Not a lecture, not a list of eat this, not that, but an actual talk, one that gets to the heart of the matter. Literally, because when we talk about superfoods for your heart, we're not just talking about food, we're talking about inflammation, about circulation, about oxygen delivery, about keeping your blood vessels supple and elastic. And for men, that's not just about avoiding heart attacks. It's also about performance, energy, stamina. Blood flow isn't just for your heart. It's critical for everything from brain clarity to sexual health. And here's the truth. The damage doesn't happen all at once. It's not like you eat a burger today and drop dead tomorrow. It's cumulative, silent, progressive, but that means it's also reversible if you know what to do. Let's start with something deceptively simple, something green, something humble. Spinach. Yeah, I know. Popeye already sold you on that. But here's what you didn't know. Spinach is rich in natural nitrates. When you eat it, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes and dilates your blood vessels. This isn't fringe science. It's well documented. Improved nitric oxide levels mean improved blood flow, reduced blood pressure, and enhanced oxygen delivery to every part of your body. You think that matters? Absolutely. It's the difference between arteries that are tight and brittle and arteries that are flexible, resilient, and open. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The benefits of nitric oxide from spinach are amplified when combined with other nitrate-rich foods like arugula or beets. And even more so when you're not sabotaging the process by eating high levels of sodium or processed meats that neutralize nitric oxide. It's not just about what you add, it's what you stop adding too. And speaking of beets, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how elite athletes use beet juice before competition? That's not hype, it's science. Beets don't just improve blood flow temporarily. Long-term, they reduce arterial stiffness. One study found that people drinking beet juice daily lowered their systolic blood pressure significantly. But there's more. The deep red pigment in beets, called betalains, has powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. That means less oxidative stress, which is one of the main causes of damage to the inner lining of your arteries. And when that lining, your endothelium, is damaged, cholesterol sticks. That's the beginning of plaque. Fix the inflammation, you fix the root problem. Now I want you to imagine this. You're walking into your kitchen, you open the fridge, and you're holding one of the most powerful heart-protective foods known to science. It's creamy, it's rich, and it was once demonized for its fat content. Yep, it's avocado. But this isn't just a trendy toast topping. Avocados are loaded with monounsaturated fats. Those are the fats that actually reduce bad cholesterol, LDL, and raise good cholesterol, HDL. And here's the kicker. Avocados also help reduce small, dense LDL particles, which are the most dangerous type for your arteries. But it gets even better. They're packed with potassium, a mineral most people don't get nearly enough of, which helps regulate blood pressure and counteracts the harmful effects of sodium. But let me pause here and ask, are you still eating foods that quietly spike your blood pressure? Foods that seem harmless but are loaded with hidden sodium? Processed soups? Deli meats? Even certain breads and sauces? Because if you're trying to unclog arteries while still overloading on sodium, it's like trying to mop the floor while the faucet is still running. You've got to turn off the pressure, and that means watching sodium intake just as much as you add in the heart helpers like avocado. So we've talked spinach, beets, avocado, But what about one of the most unexpected weapons in your heart health arsenal? Garlic. Now, I know you've heard garlic is good for the heart, but do you know why? It's because of a compound called allicin, which forms when garlic is crushed or chopped. Allicin has been shown to lower cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, and prevent the aggregation of platelets in the blood, which means less risk of clots. And clots are the difference between smooth flow and sudden catastrophe. One meta-analysis looked at dozens of studies and confirmed garlic significantly reduces both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in people with hypertension. That's real-world impact. Not a little bump in numbers, but a change that can translate to fewer strokes, fewer heart attacks, and longer, healthier lives. And here's something you probably didn't know. Garlic's benefits increase over time. The longer you take it, the more cumulative the effect on your cardiovascular system. But here's a key point. Raw garlic gives you more allicin than cooked. So if you can tolerate it, even a small clove a day, raw, finely minced, and mixed into salad dressing or spread over toast, can be a game changer. Now you might be wondering, how do all these foods work together? Are they just doing their own thing? Not at all. They interact. They amplify each other. When you pair nitrate-rich vegetables like spinach or beets with healthy fats from avocado, you boost absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants like vitamin E. When you eat garlic with leafy greens, you double up on anti-inflammatory compounds. This is nutritional synergy, and it's what nature designed. But let me ask you this. What's undoing your progress without you even noticing? Could it be your breakfast cereal? Your salad dressing? The sweetened, healthy yogurt you grabbed because the label said low fat? The sad truth is, many of us are unknowingly eating foods that stiffen our arteries, even while we try to eat better. That's why knowing what to add isn't enough. You've got to know what to subtract. But don't worry, we'll talk more about those hidden enemies soon. It's always like this. At first it seems silly, a little pain, a change in your tests, insomnia that comes and goes, but suddenly it becomes routine. And when you finally seek help, it's already harder. But what if you could act before it gets to that point? A natural, effective, and safe solution is within your reach, and it has already helped thousands of people who were in your shoes. The difference? They decided to act. Do the same now. See the pinned comment before this opportunity disappears. It's eggs. Yep, whole eggs. Not just the whites, not just the yolks. Both. For decades, eggs were blamed for raising cholesterol, but that's not the whole picture. What modern studies show is that for most people, eggs do not significantly raise LDL cholesterol, and in fact, they increase HDL, the good cholesterol that helps keep your arteries clean. But that's not even the best part. Egg yolks are rich in choline, a nutrient absolutely essential for brain function, liver health, and the very structure of every cell membrane in your body. For men in particular, choline plays a key role in regulating testosterone and protecting prostate function. But here's the kicker. Your body can make some choline on its own, but not enough to meet your needs. You have to get it from food. And very few foods contain as much choline as egg yolks. Now I know what you're thinking. What about the cholesterol? Doesn't dietary cholesterol clog arteries? Surprisingly, no. In fact, it's the oxidized cholesterol, the kind found in overprocessed, overcooked foods, that contributes to arterial plaque. Whole natural cholesterol from foods like eggs doesn't act the same way in the body. When you eat eggs as part of a nutrient-dense, low-sugar, anti-inflammatory diet, they actually support a healthier lipid profile. That means better ratios of LDL to HDL, lower triglycerides, and less cardiovascular risk. And let's not forget, eggs are also one of the best sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that protect your eyes and your brain, both of which are tightly linked to vascular health. So we've covered spinach, beets, avocado, garlic, and eggs. That's 5. But we're not done yet, because the 6th food is one most people never associate with heart health, but it should be a staple in your kitchen. It's fatty fish, like wild salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Why? Because they're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These are anti-inflammatory powerhouses. They reduce blood triglycerides, lower blood pressure, prevent arrhythmias, and keep your arteries smooth and pliable. But here's something even more impressive. Omega-3s have been shown in clinical studies to reduce the risk of sudden cardiac death by over 40%. That's massive. And let's be clear, this isn't just about lowering a number on a blood test. This is about real, tangible, life-saving effects. But not all fish are created equal. You want wild-caught fish? Not farmed. And the smaller the fish, the better. Sardines, for example, are low on the food chain, which means less exposure to mercury and toxins, and they're still packed with omega-3s, calcium, and even vitamin D. Now imagine your arteries as a flexible, dynamic highway system. Every meal you eat is either patching up that highway or punching holes in it. Fatty fish helps lay down a protective layer. It prevents the inflammatory potholes from forming in the first place. And if you're combining it with the other foods we talked about, you're reinforcing those benefits. Let's go even further now, because food number 7 might be hiding in your pantry right now. It's a tiny seed, but it packs a massive punch. Flaxseed. Ground flaxseed is one of the richest plant sources of omega-3s in the form of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. While ALA isn't as potent as EPA and DHA from fish, your body can still convert some of it, and more importantly, flaxseed offers something fish doesn't: lignans. Lignans are plant compounds with powerful antioxidant and estrogen-modulating properties. For men, that means support for hormonal balance and reduced risk of prostate enlargement. For everyone, lignans help reduce inflammation and improve cholesterol levels. But here's the thing: whole flax seeds just pass through you. You've got to grind them to unlock their benefits. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons a day of ground flaxseed can help lower LDL cholesterol and blood pressure, and it's easy to add to smoothies, oatmeal, or even sprinkled on veggies. It's subtle, but it's mighty. Now let's bring in a food you've probably heard is super, but maybe didn't know why. Blueberries. Yep, those little blue gems aren't just a delicious snack. They're one of the most studied fruits for heart health. Packed with anthocyanins, a type of flavonoid with potent antioxidant effects, blueberries have been shown to reduce blood pressure, improve endothelial function, and decrease oxidative stress. One study even found that eating a cup of blueberries a day can reduce arterial stiffness in just 8 weeks. Think about that. 8 weeks. That's not decades of change, that's 2 months. You could literally be reshaping your vascular system before your next checkup, and the benefits don't stop at the heart. Blueberries also support cognitive function, and emerging research links vascular health with dementia prevention. Healthy arteries don't just feed your heart, they keep your brain sharp too. And now we've come to number 9, possibly the most underestimated, most dismissed, yet arguably one of the most powerful tools for total cardiovascular transformation. It's extra virgin olive oil, not the light stuff, not the blend, the real cold-pressed golden green oil, rich in polyphenols, especially oleuropein. Olive oil reduces inflammation, improves cholesterol, and strengthens the endothelium, the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Mediterranean populations who consume high amounts of olive oil have some of the lowest rates of heart disease in the world, and it's not just correlation. Controlled studies show that adding olive oil to your diet reduces your risk of cardiovascular events, heart attacks, strokes, even death from all causes. But don't just drizzle it on a salad and call it a day. Use it generously, like a Mediterranean would, on cooked vegetables, as a finishing oil on fish, even blended into dips and sauces. Just make sure it's cold-pressed and stored in a dark bottle away from heat and light. Quality matters here more than ever. So now you've heard about 9 superfoods. But remember, it's not about grabbing these foods one at a time and hoping for miracles. It's about a shift in mindset, a pattern, a rhythm. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. And that's the secret most people miss. Heart health isn't built in the doctor's office. It's built in your kitchen, your grocery list, your habits. Now, I want to ask you something real. Do you feel like your heart is aging faster than it should? Do you feel like your energy, your strength, your clarity, your drive is fading a little too soon? Then maybe this isn't just about avoiding heart disease. Maybe it's about reclaiming vitality. Because when your blood flows better, you perform better, period. And not just in workouts or blood pressure readings. In life, in love, in everything. So here's what you can do today. Pick just one of these foods to add to your next meal. One change, one action, then build from there. Stack the wins. Your arteries will thank you. Your heart will beat stronger. And you might just feel 10 years younger. Not someday, but sooner than you think. And if you found even one idea here that made you pause, that made you think, that made you want to take action for your health, then you're exactly the kind of person who will love what's coming next. Watch the next video on screen now to keep the momentum going. Trust me, this next step might be the one that changes everything.